Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I'm surviving. If that's all I can do some days, that's all I can do.
It's okay. And it's a hot day too. I couldn't believe how hot it has been.
I'm a Queenslander. I'm not that hot yet.
But you are hot, darling. You know
Oh, I know I'm hot in a hot way.
So where are you again tomorrow?
I'm over near Werribee.
Where's that?
So
I've
In
heard
Tamara
of
is
it.
in Victoria now.
Yeah. So I'm in Victoria now, near Melbourne.
All right, okay.
Where are you, Linda?
Girls, you lucky thing.
Where are you, Linda?
Ipswich, west of Brisbane, and used to live in Maryborough.
Okay. So I lived in Maryborough for a while when I was growing up, and I used to live on the Sunshine Coast. And my aunt used to live at Ipswich.
Okay, so what year were you in Maryborough for?
Oh, let's see. Early 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
Right, okay.
Mm.
No, I grew up in Brisbane.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
We have few true Queenslander here. Well, Linda, as you know, you always have a bed in Melbourne.
Yep.
Thank you.
There's plenty of beds.
Thank
Oh,
you.
plenty. All right. We might just have to move her one night over to every
Yeah,
single house.
Oh,
just change, there's lots of people.
one note at each person's place.
Yeah, something like that.
Fantastic. All right. Welcome, ladies. It's Friday. How exciting is it?
Yay.
Already.
Goes very quickly.
I know the week business. Okay. All right. So let's see how you guys been traveling. How you guys been going through the soul journey, and just name a few things that what you guys have taken away from, and what one thing that you like, one of the biggest impacts so far for you.
I suppose what I've taken away from it is just that reconnection with myself, reconnecting with my power and my inner confidence, because that had been lacking. So I've got in touch with that again. Also started off really eating healthy again. So I made some lovely bread the other day, because, hey, I like cooking, I like baking, I like doing whatever I want to, whatever I feel like in the moment. And I made some nice bread with lots of seeds and grains and really nice. And it's like, yep, so good. So yes,
That's
getting back on that healthy eating, reconnecting with my self-confidence and self-belief. So they're my big things.
Wonderful. How about Linda?
Let's make it bigger. The importance of confidence, which compared to when I first start with Catherine, I have really become more confident. Make sure you get 3 tasks done every day that are, what's the word? That you'll get it done. Don't make them hard tasks or too big. Make them achievable. There's always heaps of growing to do. Make sure we take care of ourselves, like go for a massage. I've had a massage. I've been for walks, keeping busy with the grandkids. So yeah.
Excellent. Wow, what I can hear is like, you guys both have mentioned about confidence. It's not like we have no confidence at all, but somehow along our journey, things that happen, things that impacted on us, whether it's life in general, relationship, career, our relationship with ourselves as well, get affected externally. And therefore, internally, we don't feel as confident. But doesn't mean that we cannot pick up the pieces of ourselves. Because what you realize is there's so much we could do internally. And from now on, to build your unstoppable confidence is start within. Instead of rely on all the external, what makeup we put on, what dresses we put on, or what our friends think of us. They were great, don't get me wrong, but along the way, we realized that what's really matter is here.
Mhm.
Up here, and our gut, isn't it? So what we've been going through, we talked quite a few things already. Okay, but I'm so honored that we'll be able to travel with you ladies on this journey. That's actually helped me to build my confidence as well as a person, keep growing.
Mhm.
And the impact that I could make in the world, and you guys go forth and making impact in this world.
Yep.
That's really my mission,
Mhm.
one of my mission, so that we could make this a bigger and better place on this planet.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for sharing. It's been wonderful. For those who are watching replay, type in the comment and let us know what are the biggest impact that you have experienced so far and what your takeaway are, because we all can learn from one another. Yes, it's important that we learn from one another and get support in the community. All right, let's get started. Now, again, for those who are watching replay, please don't watch this while we're driving, because we're going to do the breathing techniques with the future pacing. Will be a very surprise exercise for you guys. And I'm sure Linda and Tamara have done this before, but let's see what bring for this time. How about that?
Mhm.
Okay, now let's get started. Close your eyes and just listen to my instruction and take your time. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. It's time for you to relax. If there's anything coming to your mind, you can either let them stay or let them go. It's time for you to relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take notice to your feet. Wiggle your toes a little bit and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take notice to your hand. Loosen your fingers and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take notice to your tummy. Loosen it and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take notice to your shoulder. Let them drop as low as possible to the ground and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take notice to your mouth and your jaw. By relaxing them, keep your mouth a little bit apart and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take notice to your whole body. Let it sink as deep as possible into the chair and relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, when you are ready for your next intake breath, breathe in as deep as possible and hold it right there. And let it go when you can't hold it anymore. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, take one more deep breath in and hold it right there. And let it go when you can't hold it anymore. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, as you're feeling relaxed and comfortable, I would like you to remember the place that you've been to before, that you have great memories. And every time you think of that, it brings you joy, it brings you happiness, and you feel the warm and fuzzy in your body. Now, 1, 2, 3, bring yourself right there now. As you step into this special place, as you see, as you hear, as you smell, as you touch, as you experience it, take notice how your body feels right now. Bring yourself to the full experience. What kind of sounds do you hear? What do you smell? What are the sensations bringing to you? As you familiarize with the place again, not very far from where you are, you saw a person. This person looked very familiar to you. She just had a back facing you. And you have this urge that you want to go and say hi. So you approach this person and she turned around and she has this big smile and she was glazing at your eyes. And as you cross your eyes both together, you feel such a warm and energetic experience. And you realize that she's your actual 30 days self in the future. And she couldn't withhold her joy. She started thanking you for what you have been doing in the last 30 days. Let's take your time. Listen to what she has said to you. As she finishing thanking you for your commitment in the last 5 days, the last 30 days, feel free to give her embrace or big hug and get ready to say goodbye. And slowly come back to the present. Fantastic. Would you like to share what you saw and what your experience was?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Mm,
It's been a long time since I've done a meditation like that. So yeah, it was good.
excellent.
Um, my future self was just saying thanks for being brave, stepping forward. You've got this, you've got the strength, you've got the power, you can do this. You're going to be happier than you ever thought you could be. You're going to be your true self.
Wonderful. Yes, you're very brave to taking a leap of faith.
Mhm.
Mm. And how about you, Linda? I saw this big smile when you met yourself. You're muted.
I do it when I do my morning rituals,
Yeah.
and walking along the beach.
Yeah.
And we meet each other, and then I just well, she said to me that you've come a long way. I'm proud of you, and yeah, keep going.
Beautiful. How wonderful. Wow. So you guys have just answered the question. What does your higher self look like? Would you like to take 30 seconds to quickly write it down? Because sometimes we don't remember. So jot it down, and maybe for the next week, keep reading it, put it on the mirror, reminding what does your higher self look like? And then whether there's a good day or not so good day, we look at that. It's like we take the leap of faith to step into the higher self. There are times we just need to have a reminder. So just few dot point is like, keep going. You came a long way. Just one step at a time.
You mean what she looks like, or what she said?
You can do both. Describe how she looked like and what she said to thank you for. That would be wonderful. Okay, that's great. So, besides having this imagery work done for about our higher self, what other work do you think we might possibly do in attaining the higher self on a daily basis?
Just regular quiet time, meditation, connection.
Brilliant. So remember we spoke about the body, the soul, and the spirit. So today we're going to talk more about the spirit. However, people say, how can you talk about the spirit? But we'll be, as I said, I'm very practical. When we are not in tune with our body, it will be challenging to be in touch with our spiritual aspect. I don't think I've spoken about that. I'm actually a practicing Christian, so I really look up to God, and I believe the Holy Spirit living within me, and often I seek to have the spiritual guidance. But there are times I thought I was very spiritual. You know, our thinking and our action sometimes is very different. Sometimes I feel that God will impress messages on my heart. I used to be mistaking some of my thought as what the Holy Spirit was telling me. But as I was seeking, it's like, in what way I could be more tuned into this guidance by the Spirit. Okay. Now, for those who have other practices, like actually I like a lot of like the Tibetan monk, how they practice. They also meditate, they also chanting, they also in tune in their spirit. Okay. So whichever way you choose your pathway onto your spiritual enlightenment, because I believe that I rather everyone have a seeking heart of the spiritual aspect than someone say, I don't believe that is a God or there's a higher power, because I truly believe there's a third dimension. But throughout the last 20 years of practice, I realized that when I don't truly look after my body, I will not be able to be as attuned to the spirit or the spiritual world at all. Well, as my mental health background, when I was doing training, we thought our mind is the power. But is it truly just our mind? And then as I practice and experience in the clinical world, I felt like the mind and the heart, when you're not connected, we might not be able to as attune to upstairs, our divine, the higher power. Then in the last 10, 15 years, we also start to talk about our gut health. Okay, one of the scientific background to back it up is 95% of the serotonin is actually produced in our gut. And therefore, it get impacted. So I thought like, wow, we learn so much as technology improves. We know so much. We learn so much about our brain, but still, when I was doing study, we know this much. In the last 10, 15 years, we might have this much. But I think we have this much to learn. Okay. So I have branched out. Besides from the scientific study, I've done a lot of study with, I won't say a lot, but I've been exploring like Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Dan Siegel, like in America, that they talk about not just psychology, but talking about metaphysics, you know, the third dimension as well. And I came across the 7th chakra, which is really a lot of it came from the Indian, you know, practice. And of course, as a Christian, a lot of people say, don't go down the rabbit hole. I said, but it's such a ancient study as well. So when I look at it, I use my scientific mind to analyze. And looking at the 7 point of the body, and in fact, nowadays we know that there are more chakra within a person. but I'll leave it to you guys to explore. But let's cover from the basic, because not everyone like Tamara that have done so much of this study.
Mhm.
Or Linda is quite a new to this space. But when she went to the Crystal Castle, she was like the little girl went into a lolly shop. Oh, look at Tamara. We had to go. Okay. We have done
Yep.
some planning. So we all will be going to Crystal Castle together.
Oh yeah.
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
I'm sitting here surrounded by my crystals. I'm getting a new cabinet for my crystals because I've
Yeah.
actually got a huge crystal collection.
Oh, wow. We can't wait to come and see your house then.
Yep.
Yeah. So from a scientific background that I use my song eyes and understanding to look at the seventh chakra, in fact, is all the energy center. Would you guys agree? All the energy center in a human body. And as simple as we don't have enough sleep, as simple as we don't have enough water, as simple as we don't eat properly, we will be affected. So isn't that just a basic human need? But how great would that be when we know how to or what to do to energize our 7 energy points that we could not just live happily, but it's more about having more the spiritual alignment, aligning to your true purpose of your life, understand your true calling in life. When you have those understanding along the way, you don't necessarily gain all at once. It took me a long time to come to this point. However, when you discover your calling, that's where you also help you to build the unstoppable confidence to help you to keep going and discover about life, purpose, and mission. So, what would that be? How would that look like for you ladies? Okay, for Tamara and Linda, as always for those who are watching the replay. In your own word, write down a sentence. What have you tried so far to discover your calling in life or your purpose in life? It's a big question, but so far, what have you discovered? It's not the end. It's about what have you discovered so far. And that is going to help you to understand what your next big step would be. So the question is, what have you discovered so far about your calling in life? Good. All right. Tamara, can you actually hear from my neighbor trying to mow the lawn?
It's a great time of day
Apologize.
to be doing it. It's probably not so hot for them to be mowing today.
Yeah, he has been doing work in the front garden, but now it's like,
Yes.
can you still hear me clearly?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I feel like he was next to my ears. Like, do apologize for that, but like, we love our
You
neighbor.
can't help your neighbours.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So you guys can type in the comment. So far, what have you discovered about your calling in life? And then as we slowly take time, it's just like as we building this unstoppable confidence, nothing is going to stop you to achieve your calling and your purpose in life. As you slowly and steadily build up your unstoppable confidence within yourself. And which means no matter what kind of challenges coming your way, you just know inside yourself that you're capable of taking one step at a time. Okay. because as we are going forward to build this unstoppable confidence, that we come along the way, that we will look at the spiritual energy blocks and how possible that everyday life action would help you to have a cleansing of your chakra or your energy points in your body, to have this deeper connection with your higher self, the higher being, through your spirit and the divine. All right. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Tamara. Yep. Help people understand who they are and how they will live their life authentically in a true and caring way to make the world better. How wonderful. So we need to start within ourselves, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay. Now perhaps I can write this down so we'll make it easier for you guys to follow. Okay, as we said, that will be in diagram 7 on page 31. So I'll try to make it clear. My technology is not very kind to me today. I have it on. It's the connection. All right. So we'll start from our crown chakra, which is the top of our head. Now, anyone had an experience that if something dropped on top of your head, you feel like your whole world been shaken? Which means, yes,
Yep.
it is true. It's an energy center. When I went rock climbing, I even have the helmet. But if just a little rock drop on myself, I feel like was like a gong inside. Okay, so what does the crown of the head to do with our energy or connecting with divine? It's actually about our divinity connection, about clarity, about purity in life. And this is interesting that the color is actually purple, representing the crown chakra. And what would happen if it was blocked? Okay. In psychology, we talk a lot about attachment and ego. Okay. In a layman term, it's more about the sense of self. How do we feel about ourselves? Means it's strongly connected to the confidence of a person, not just externally, but internally. So when we are doubting ourselves, we probably like, that's something that we can do. How do we look after our crown chakra? Okay, so the crown chakra is the top of the head. Think about it. We talk about purify. We watched the video on Wednesday to drink purified water. Unfortunately, nowadays, when 30 years ago, when I came to Melbourne, when I drank the water, actually it was so sweet. I have never tried any where else. But 30 years later, now I need to have a filter. The quality has changed. So that's something I would like you to explore on, how pure your water is. And I'm actually taking alkaline water because our environment has changed so much. Our body could be quite easily being acidic. The story being told is I thought I was very healthy. But in the past, if I got a cold, it would take me over a month to recover. Anyone had this experience before? Means that we're actually under sub-health. So there's a lot of things we need to watch out for. Fresh air. And again, what kind of environment that you are in? People say, oh, my house is very clean. But my challenge for you to explore is, are you using some low tox cleaning product? Have you stopped using some perfume? Because more the perfume nowadays are synthetic, especially what we lay on our body as well. And last but not least, how often do we go out to enjoy the sunlight? That's all natural from the head. So this is one way or the other to help you to unblock. I also use a lot of essential oil, pure, okay? Make sure you're not buying anything that say fragrance oil. they are made out of from a lab. All right. So do some research yourself about the pure essential oil. It's a lot of depth in that. Actually, I can tell Linda and Tamara that we're going to do a masterclass of essential oil 101, 24th of January. Okay. So what oil you could use is consider jasmine, sandalwood, black spur, Palo Santo, Palo Santo. So besides jasmine, sandalwood, black spur, Palo Santo is all wood-based essential oil. And if you can see, imagine to looking at a tree, they often use the branches to steam, distill the essential oil. So they are very strong. All right. Any questions so far from the crown chakra?
No.
If not, then we go to the third eye, which is, even we call it the third eye. Do you know what's right behind this area? Which part of the brain it is? It's quite deep. It's a pineal gland.
Pineal gland.
Pineal gland. Thank you. All right.
And it's shaped like a pine cone.
Yes. I'm on the right. No. I'm not so good with the coloring. Yeah. Okay. It's indigo color. All right. What does that deal with? What do you think, Tamara? Is to do something to do with our brain. What do you think that could affect us what does it help us when we are clear?
It helps us with our thinking, our thoughts. It helps us see sort of into where we want to be, sort of helps us place where we want to be.
Exactly. It's about helping us with our intuition.
Yes.
About our insight. So how important is that? That's probably why, in some ancient studies, we need to have the third eye. But probably that's meant by, within our brain, need laser focus, because it's actually right here in this area. And it's a pine cone. So what would happen if it was blocked? What could happen if this energy center is blocked?
Self-doubt. You can't use your intuition. You don't know. Can't trust yourself.
Exactly. So it is about, in one big way, is illusion, but often we became the overthinker. Is it this, that? Start questioning ourselves. So what could we do on our everyday life? Very simple. If you start to look after yourself, purple berries, plum, purple potatoes, that's something to help you. It's a cleansing process when you have this type of intake of food. And what essential oil could you use? It would be frankincense and sandalwood. Again, as I said, a lot of woody essential are very helpful for us to do some form of cleansing. All right. So as we move forward, how about our third energy center? Let me go with this. It's blue in color. So to do with our flow, just give me a moment. My color has disappeared. How to use my pencil now. Okay. So what do we do? All right. So as we say, the third energy center is about our voice on our throat. What will happen then if this got blocked? Could we tell the truth? Could we communicate? Could we actually go on?
I was going to say we get blocked. We can't speak. We can't get our point across. We can't communicate clearly.
Yep, exactly. So what to do to look after our throat and our voice? Think about melons, think about figs, think about sea plants and plums. And in terms of essential oil, cypress and oregano. So interesting, is it? It started going, it's starting with the herbs now. Okay. For those who haven't used essential much more, is cypress and oregano actually is a hot oil. So don't directly apply on your float. Okay. That's different school of thought. But if you are going to start with diffusing the essential oil first before you start to do tropical.
Frankincense is good to put on your throat.
Yeah, it has been helping, isn't it, Linda? Good. All right. So the fourth energy center is the heart. What do you think the heart will do for us?
Connects us with people. It love. It works our whole body. Works. If our heart isn't in a good space, lots of things aren't in a good space.
Good. All right. So it's about love, joy, and when we connect with people, it's about compassion, isn't it? I'm interested. Well, how come the heart is blue green in color? Because I thought it would be red. Okay. And what would happen if this energy center blocks? What might cause the blockages?
Unhappiness, depression, loss of joy, loss of compassion, loss of self-compassion.
So to summarize what you just shared, grief about all of the above. Okay, so it's green color. So what kind of fruit do you think you'll be able to use it as a cleansing process for your heart?
Broccoli, avocado, leafy greens, kale.
Yeah, have you been the fly on my wall? Good job.
She must have been.
Good job. So, all these are so simple and we don't need to do extra thing, isn't it? And then with the essential oil is clear sage. It's no stranger to our ladies who are already using essential oil. But actually for the brand of the essential oil I use, we actually have hope, joy, release, and present time. And these are all the emotional oil that I love to use. That's why I have fallen in love with this brand, because they actually, the oil that was created by the creators, he actually created oil for a purpose, not just for the sake of commercial. Okay. So every time I think of, joyfulness, I'll go and diffuse the oil joy. All right, let's keep moving then. What would be the fifth energy center would that be? Can you read this?
Yep, the solar plexus.
Yeah, I actually might just put black in color. So for those watching replay, so you can see more clearer. And what is the solar plexus actually happen? Where does that place in our body? Okay, so it's roughly about 3 fingers above your belly button. And therefore, when someone say, I'm feeling nervous, they actually say, oh, I'm actually feeling so much butterfly in my tummy, because they are actually just behind your stomach. There's a whole lot of nerves right there. which means they have a lot to do with your willpower, your energetic self, and what will happen when it is blocked, what kind of emotion you might experience, or what it might cause by.
Anger, frustration.
What's the reason that you feel frustrated?
Not getting things completed, not getting things done.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's actually a lot of people will experience shame. Oh, I said I'm going to do that, but I feel myself again. The guilt and shame.
Yep.
And one thing we could help us to ease off this tension, and because it's yellow, what kind of fruit do you think you can take? Yellow fruit, right? But they added on to consider to have oats, squash, and ginger. So straightforward, isn't it? And a lot of for me being Asian, I grew up with ginger. Everything we cook, we put ginger in. And actually it's very powerful. It's a herb as well. And the oil that we suggested we'll use is actually, again, this blend is called Forgiveness. So straightforward, isn't it? And also Valor, Valor. The usage behind Valor is about courage. It's about helping energy flow through your body. Because seriously, when I use this oil, when I want to have courage, but also when I'm trying to move my energy more, when I apply to on top, on the bottom of my big toe, because that is reflexology on the brain. And I discovered that so much more that I could achieve in terms of building my confidence. Okay, let's move on to our 6th energy center, orange. And I pronounce it sacral. Am I correct, Tamara?
Sacral. Yeah. Very close, sacral.
Yeah. Okay. What happened is it is actually about 4 fingers below your belly button. Okay. And people say, Catherine, you're talking about our sexual organs? Yes. No. It's an energy center. Okay. Because I think a lot of taboo subject that, sacral, sexual pleasure. Yes, we talk about this is to do with a lot of our pleasure experience and sensual. But the fact is, a lot is to do with our creativities. Can you imagine when this energy center is fully functioning, how creative we could all be? Okay, so knowing that how powerful this energy center is, what could happen then when this is blocked?
We lose our creativity, we stagnate, we become sluggish, we lose enthusiasm.
Yes. So to summarize, that is the sense of guilt when this is blocked.
Yeah.
And what could we do then to help us to unblock it? Orange. Oranges, carrots, and pumpkin. So do we need to go extra mile to get carrots and pumpkin and oranges into our diet? No, this is everyday food, right? So one thing we have spoke about is being grateful when we are intaking our food and talk to our body to fully utilize the substance that we put into our body. I'm not talking about chemical, but we can talk about carrot and pumpkin that is all natural. And then it's interesting that they suggested the essential oil is lemon, but I think I might add on orange as well. You can diffuse it. So lemon and orange essential oils are actually cold pressed. So when you open a bottle of oil, when they're pure lemon or orange, you have to use it within the 6 months because they are not steam distilled. So their compositions are different. They're cold pressed.
They're not
Okay.
stable.
And they are not stable, definitely. Okay. And if you have a bottle of essential oil that they haven't opened within 2 years, they disappeared. So where's my oil gone? Someone stole my oil. Okay. All right. But this one I really want to add on this blend that I have is called acceptance. And it's one of the oil that has been helping me as well to come to terms that fully accept, not that I've been rejecting myself, but truly accept the true power within me, the true calling and purpose in life within me. And we don't have to apologize being me, because you are given with this gift, with this power. I really would like you all to experience this, your true power within you. Because there's a purpose and there's a calling for you. To have this unstoppable confidence is something that we need to experience, and knowing your true calling and purpose. Okay, besides I'm going down the rabbit hole, I'm going to cry as well once I'm talking about the true calling and purpose. All right, last but not least, for our last energy center, it's red. It's called our root chakra. People say, where would that be? It's actually the base of your spine. What is it that so important of that spot? Again, with our crown chakra, if something hit us, you experience like mega earthquake in your body. But what happened if you fell on your end of your, can you see? Oh, I can see the,
I've broken my tailbone. And-
you've broken. Oh, I'm sorry.
I broke 2 or 3 bones in my tailbone when I was at school, and it is painful, and it's horrendous, and it's really, really, really painful.
I feel for you.
Yes, so I've done it, and it's horrendous.
Well, I had a couple of times fell on it. It was heaven and earth. Painful. And you've broken it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so what does this energy center do for us then? What do you think it is? If we fell on it, we feel the most painful, one of the most painful, except childbirth, I believe.
It's grounding. It centers us. It anchors us into our being.
Fantastic. Grounding, center, protection as well. And it's red in color. So what might happen then when it is blocked?
I've got to remember this one. I'm going to let you do that one, Catherine.
Testing your memory.
Yep, I've just gone blank.
Yeah, it's about fears. That's why often when we're feeling anxious, in another word, we go out to the ground or the earth, barefoot that walk on the grass, walk on the beach. You feel the energy coming. Is a form of cleansing. It's so many different ways. But I'm trying to make it practical that how it's not all of us, like Linda, live in a wonderful Queensland good weather that we can just go out and walk on the grass. But not complaining. I'm appreciating Melbourne. How about if we incorporate more root vegetables like potatoes, grounding, this we want to connect to the earth, red color fruits. Watermelon is great at the moment, isn't it? So it's nothing that you have to break your banks in order to have a healthy lifestyle. And more benefit is to have more energy and having the flow within your body. We also add some nuts into our diet, it will be helpful because for those, especially for those who are vegetarian or like myself, trying to cut down, different, type of group of food, then I add nuts into my diet. So make sure that I have sufficient nutrition. And it's interesting that the oil that we are going to use is actually going to help you with bergamot, Bergamot. Or another branded oil that I love to use is motivation, to keep me motivated, to be grounded, to keep going in our everyday life. Okay. Now, any question about the 7 energy center? No. Good. All right, then. Now, I'm going to test you both as well. Or perhaps more for Linda, because she has been with our program a bit longer than Tamara. Because what we cover in these few days is really the first pillar of our 12 weeks program about radiance. And you know that the program is more like, forever green, because every time we spoke about the body, I have add on new topic. When we spoke about our soul journey, I also had add on. Okay. So what would that look like then when you are going to join our 12 weeks program? So we talk about the first pillar as the radiant, as what we have spoke about in the last few days is about our body, our soul, and our spirit. Now I'm going to test you ladies. In order to build our unstoppable confidence, I'll give you hints. There's actually 2 other pillars in our 12 weeks program. Do you remember them? Linda is looking at her notes. It's all right.
Joy.
Very close to. So it's all start with R. It's about rapport.
Rapport.
Yeah. Rapport building is not just about having a good conversation with people you come along. Rapport is more about the harmonious relationship in our life. The first one, we're not talking about anyone else, is having a harmonious relationship with ourselves. And when come to talking about unstoppable confidence is, how many of us here actually have broken promises to ourselves? And therefore, we might have lose trust along the way and feeling our inside being crumbling. Okay. Nothing wrong being fallen, on the ground. More of it I will talk about. Once we fell down, it's more about not giving up and keep trying to stand up and keep going in life. That's one thing we will learn to trust ourselves over and over again and continue to build your confidence. All right. And in this subcategory, besides ourselves, we talk about our inner circle. Okay. So I'm sure you both are very familiar with Tony Robbins. What does he say? The average 5 people you spend time with, you will become them.
Yep.
Any of you would do testament that, your friends will have a lot of influence on you. Agree or disagree? Agree. Yeah. So who would you choose to have for your inner circle then?
Strong, happy, confident people.
Where are you going to look for these people? Where? I would like to know.
I don't know.
You're pointing. Yep. The sisterhood that we have here. The soul sister tribe. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, we'll talk about our soulmate. Anyone would like to define soulmate? What does that mean to have a soulmate?
That's
It's okay, Tamara.
yeah, it's a hard one for me to answer at the moment.
It's a hard one for you at the moment. I know. That's okay. Linda, how about your own experience?
Very close, and you can talk with them about anything, and they'll won't judge, and they'll support you and mentor you.
Mm, okay. Well,
And it's
for me,
it's full
yep.
acceptance of who you are as a person, all the good, all the bad, just acceptance and no judgment. They're in tune with you and you're in tune with them.
Okay. Thanks for helping me out. So it's a challenging one. Often people will think your partner should be your soulmate. Okay. For various reasons, we choose our partner, and hopefully we choose our partner in life. All right. But it's not so simple and easy. As we look through the history, unfortunately, nowadays, some people struggle to have a partner for life. But I still believe that we all could have a partner for life. So for myself, I believe that I'm very blessed that I call Calvin as my soulmate, who is my husband. It wasn't like happen overnight. But along the way, we learn from each other. We build trust and commitment. And after 18 years of marriage, we know that each other is our soulmate. It's not that we didn't know, we kind of know, but along the way, nowadays, we will have the same thoughts, same feelings towards certain things, and how we would choose to do certain things or handle certain issues. That will be exactly how I would have done it without me being around. So the trust and commitment with one another, and of course, I believe the highest obtaining self is to know each other well, to know each other's dreams, and we have common goals in life as well. But this doesn't mean that it could not be just a friend of yours as well. Okay, so this is a journey, and it could be a lifetime journey to find your soulmate. But that is one of the deepest connections that we could have in a relationship. And how much more confident would you know that with yourself, with your inner circle, with your soulmate? What else could stop you to take on the world? Okay. So the third pillar, we talk about rain. What does that really mean? It's reigning in your own domain. Okay. Be confident, be assured that in your career or business. But interestingly, most of our sisters in our tribes are running their own business. But doesn't mean that they have not have a job. That's why I call this group the profession authentic women. That often we came from a profession and we step into business because we want to have more freedom. We want to create more wealth, not just for ourselves or family, because we want to help the world. We want to make impact and influence. So in the first category under rain is about, we look at the wealth creation. And we ask us why we want to have wealth creation. Because we want to make impact in this lifetime. And therefore, how many of us actually have had a job that you're passionate about, or you step into a business that you actually have so much passion because it allows you to be creative. So you no longer belongs to a job. You no longer need to rock up to work every day because you're doing what you love to do and allowing yourself to be creative in your everyday life. Who wants this? I definitely love this because, as I said, it took me a long journey to come to terms of coaching is actually my true calling. What it allows me is to be me and allows me to connect at a very deep level with each of the soul sister and allow me to really care and support all of them. And therefore, the last but not least, we'll look at our contribution because the world needs all of us, even though we have calling and mission, but we could not save the world by ourselves. Therefore, we all will be a contributor. And therefore, as I call you guys in, for those who are watching replays, type in hashtag contribution. So I know that you are truly seeking the higher purpose for you in this world. We are not in it just for ourselves. But at the same time, I'm not saying let's just eat carrots and save the money and give it out. We have standard. For those who have traveled with me, Linda has traveled with me before, we have standard. But we don't splash our cash. We make use of the resources that we have. We make use of all these nitty-gritty that we will live life with enjoyment. At the same time, we're making a difference in this world. So for those who truly believe that they have a true calling and mission in life, type in contributions in the chat. So I know you are ready for your next level. So for those who are watching replay, type in the comment, hashtag contribution, that you are ready to take on the next step. And the question is, are you ready to take on the next step by yourself or with me, as well as with the Soul Sister Tribe? Okay, because the very first step for us is, what is the next step for us to transform my life to attain this higher self with unstoppable confidence? Fantastic. All right. So we almost came to the end, but you're not getting off so easily. Now, you all wanted to have contribution. You all wanted to, get ready to take on the world. But first of all, you know that we need to build the innermost confidence, the unstoppable confidence within us. And you are not alone, especially Linda and Tamara. You know that you have experienced the tribe. You are not alone. You are surrounded by love. And one thing I'm very proud of all of you, that it's not about Catherine guiding you. It's about all of you have put in so much to support one another outside the container. And which not just appreciating you guys, I just love how you guys have stepped up to love one another. Okay, so homework. In the last few days, you guys been waking up 5 minutes early, 15 minutes early. How do you feel about waking up 30 minutes early, if possible? Okay, so that is you have acclimatized your body already. For those who are watching replays, hashtag 30, I'm ready to wake up 30 minutes early. Then set this as your intention, because remember, our daily planning is set intention, take action, and reflection. So this is all of the small step in helping you to build your unstoppable confidence, because it's not going to happen overnight. We need to take steps, but not one big step. Just take small step at a time of the 2 millimeter shift each day. And I guarantee you at the end of the year, your higher self will thank you so much more. Okay. So this is the homework for this weekend. And some of you have already booked in a call with me, and I'll meet you guys on Monday. All right. Now, any question or any share so far what we have done? Anyone, ladies? Oops. What have I done? Anyone want to share or would like to share
About
what you have experienced in the last few days?
yeah, as I said, there's just reconnecting with myself, just eating good healthy food, reconnecting with my inner self and my inner power, and just connecting with my confidence again.
You notice the difference already, right? Just few simple step that you feel
Yeah.
so different. So Linda, you have been on this journey a little bit longer. What have you noticed for yourself? Unmute yourself, please.
Realigning myself, being more confident, focusing and sharing more, like I've been sharing more with my sisters and
Mm,
helping. So yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm so proud of you guys taking all these steps for yourself. For those who just started, where Tamara was, Linda were, is
Mhm,
where you're at, isn't it?
mhm.
So it's the courage and bravery, like Tamara and Linda, take one step at a time. And they are the guarantee of looking at them. It's like, as long as you take one step at a time, it's coming together. Good. All right, then. So I have one big favor to ask because it's as you share that you guys have some big takeaways. So I would like to ask for a testimony. Okay. All right. So if you could copy this down, and possible would be ideal if you could do a video. It's only about 2 minutes and you could send that to me via the messenger. So I'll get that. Would that be all right with you guys?
Yep.
All right. So would you like to copy this down?
I took a screenshot.
Oh, very high tech. So it would be great if you could send that to me via the messenger.
Yep.
All right, then. I'll leave this a bit longer. For those who are watching replay, will be greatly appreciated for you to give me a testimony when you find values in this 5 days event. And some of you, I'll meet you on Monday. Okie doke. All right. Ooh, that's 2 of me. I'll give you more of me. All right. Now, any questions or any shares?
No. I've enjoyed it, so thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, then. And appreciate you guys rocking up on a Friday evening too.
Yep.
Well, but definitely it's more important to build your inner confidence, your unstoppable confidence than partying outside in the heat.
True.
Yeah. All right. So be confident, be you.